Hello chess friends, and welcome to Azarov's chess channel, and welcome to my advanced chess theory into another part of the King's Indian defense. And today we do again the Trompowsky attack, this called so-called Raptor variation. It's the continuation where white doesn't react with the bishop after knight on e4. He simply fixes it with the move h4. So today I wanted to show a game. It was played between Konstantin Ropel and Vladimir Nevovstrujev in 2003, and the funny thing about these two players are that I found 3 games of them, and always Vladimir Nevovstrujev was playing with the black pieces and always winning, and Konstantin Ropel 3 times he tried this sort of a Trompowsky attack, and in this game I think he was preparing a bit better. He made sort of a, I think at least he made sort of a home preparation for this line that I wanted to show you. But you see, Vladimir Nevovstrujev is a really strong grandmaster. He handles the very well in this game this Trompowsky attack, this Raptor variation. So let's see this line. So d4, knight on f6. Again, we have the Trompowsky, knight on e4, and now this move on h4. So if you take the bishop now, white will take, and you have this. White's idea is always to play this g6 move because of the spin on the rook, and it's really a problem for for black to handle this g6 move. And if you play something as g6, then you really fix the position here, and you can again be attacked through the h file, and it's really a problem. And I wanted to show you one continuation. It can happen. You may simply develop with d5, and white simply also develops with knight on f3, bishop to g5, g4 can come, and now we have this this very annoying move of g6. So if you take now, white has this knight on e5, and if you go something like bishop to e6, he can simply take this pawn, and with an attack on the rook you have to play. Then white can even take this h7 pawn. So it's multiple possibilities are here for white, but they're also always created with this g6 outpost, and it's really hard to fight against that. So here I recommend you the line that Vladimir Nevovstrujev played, and after h4 he played again in our Benoni style with c5, and after e3 you see f3 is not a possibility anymore, because then the knight will jump onto g3 and attack the bishop and the rook, because the bishop is not on h4 or f4 to support the g3, and it's different now. So after e3 I recommended the most aggressive line of it's with the queen to a5, and it really forces white to put something in front of the king. If white plays now c3, you would probably simply take c takes d4, and the thing is that with this h4 outpost, white not gonna probably cast the king side, because he has already played with his h4 move with this h pawn, and after moves as c3, after a couple of moves the rook can come on rook to c8, and will really aiming on the c3 with the support of this knight and queen. I don't think that a queenside castle is good for white too. So this would be in our complex thinking of this position. So now white decides here to play knight on d2, and black of course took on d4, still with the pin on this knight, and after e takes d4, here black takes the bishop on g5. So after taking, he simply took the pawn on g5, and no g6 possibilities are here. But from black's perspective, his problem is the lack of development here, and here you have to be careful. So white will come into the game very effectively, and you will see. Vladimir Nevovstrujev finds good defensive moves. So of course you have to be careful. You have the bishop pair. You are a pawn up, but you're lacking of development, and it can be a problem. So be aware of that. So after knight on f3, queen to a5, and here I think it was a home preparation by Ropel. He simply goes for the attack, simply again sacrificing a pawn, but after taking a rook to, of course, rook to b1 came with an attack on the queen, and now the rook comes really good into the game. But again, Ropel plays Nevovstrujev plays correctly with queen to c7. So now knight on g5 comes, and here goes the attack on this light squares, and of course again you have to be careful. But here I don't recommend you to play moves as h6. So with this move of h6, you cannot take this knight on g5 anyway, because you're pinned. But with this h6 move, you're again really weakening your light square. So at least you have now support here, and after h6 maybe even possibilities of sacrificing here, because bishop to c4 then can come queen can come on h5, and it would be a deadly attack against your king. So don't weaken here your light squares, and here is where black plays simply for the development. Of course you don't mind here to trade if the rook takes, you will simply take the rook and continuing the game with the pawn up, so it's not a problem. After this move, queen to f3 was coming with the threat of taking on f7, but here Nevovstrujev finds this very good defensive move, knight on d8, and now you see white goes simply for the light squares with bishop to d3. And you see really white's aggressive development here. All of his pieces are out. They are playing. They're in an attacking formation, and here you have to be careful. Although you're slightly better here, but you have to be careful. Now g6, of course, fixing the light squares, and here comes bishop to c4, again challenging black on the light squares. Now e6, again a blocking system, and now white took, and after the exchange black develops his bishop on g7. And now from black's perspective, you don't have to worry about some infiltrations in the position in the h file, because you have now this dark square bishop which cannot be traded from another dark square bishop, because white of course doesn't have one anymore. And you can, if allowed, of course, go with the king to f8 and then king to g8, and you will sort of castle here. So now knight on f6 came, but of course you're not giving your bishop away, and here comes bishop to d3. Now Nevovstrujev plays this d5, and the continuation, if white takes now on g6, is I was analyzing this move. Of course you cannot take, because white can take here on the d4 with an attack on the queen and the king, and it's a complex line. But here the right continuation would be simply to play knight on c6 with an attack on this d4, and after maybe something like bishop knight on h7, you go simply king to e8, and after this you simply take the knight out, and after a trade of queens the bishop must now react. The king is not in danger anymore, and you simply take this pawn, and here we go into an endgame where black is one pawn up, and here white has this weak pawn structure with these two pawn islands, and black has still a healthy pawn structure and the pawn up. It would be a winning game for black. So after knight on h7 was played, and now you see the king can go in the center because black has this dark square bishop, which is really good protector of dark squares. And now queen to g4 was played, but again, maybe some tactical ideas to go, maybe bishop on g6 and similar. So now black plays again this knight on c6. He gets better position for his knight, and after knight on f3, you see here Nevovstrujev found this tactical shot. If of course white takes with a knight, then you have check, and again it would be a good position after trade of queens. Maybe you are again you have 2 pawns up with the bishop pair and really better position. No threats for the king, of course. So after knight on d4, queen to g5 with the check was played, but now again you see the king can stay here in the center because again I'm telling you, white has this dark square bishop which controls very well the dark squares around the king. So now knight on f6 was played with a check, king to f8 was followed, and again, and after this move now we have this sort of castling position. Now of course, as told, no infiltration on the h file is possible because this bishop is very well protecting this h8. So now after well, here was sort of a tactical shot that white tried maybe to go for draw, because if the queen takes, queen to d8 would be coming, and after king, this was his idea. Of course, if the king now takes, then he would sort of have this a perpetual check for a draw, but of course that's not possible because black has this in-between check while taking on f3, and now he simply takes the rook, and no problems are here for black, because if queen to d8, then he will simply take. So in this line I wanted to show you in this Raptor variation that you should again go in sort of an aggressive Benoni style, and I think it's the best way to get out of this Raptor variation. So again, I'm telling you, there are lines, of course, you can take this g5, but you see there are possibilities of this g6, and you must be aware of them. So thank you for watching, guys, and here I will stop with the Trompowsky attack. In the next lines we do the exchange variation in the center in the King's Indies. So thank you for watching, guys, and chess is the best.